aside from being a sports nut and having to wake up at like 6 a.m. to watch the game, that's the only downside to being in Hawaii. Everything else is pretty bad.
How's Hawaii life treating you?
Oh my gosh, I've never felt more at home than I do in Hawaii. It's it honestly, I constantly tell him like how lucky I feel that we get to be here as a family, and this is where I feel like I'm meant to be. Being an Air Force brat, like traveling all around the world, I've never really felt like I was home until here.
Yeah, it's every now and then you have to pinch yourself. I was at Phoenix's T-ball practice last night, and like the mountains, are surrounding us. It's beautiful, like sunset time of day. You're in Hawaii. The kids are like out playing, and it's just everything feels. Aside from being a sports nut and having to wake up at like 6 a.m. to watch the game, that's the only downside to being in Hawaii. Everything else is pretty bad.
Yeah. Vanessa, what's it been like teaming up with Wilmer? I know you posted this fun throwback photo of the two of you at TRL. So what's it like to kind of see it come full circle?
Oh my gosh. Well, so we filmed a crossover. It's gonna air late March. It is NCIS crossing over with NCIS Hawaii. So I'm on their show at the 9 o'clock hour, and then at the 10 o'clock hour, him and Katrina are on our show. And it was like we never left. We just started chatting, and I've talked to him like on the phone, and Nick is actually more friends with him than I am, them being like, guys and buddies. And it was just like, we just picked up where we left off. But I will say, when he was on set, the entire time, I just kept singing, "We don't talk about Bruno." And I finally got him. It was like the second to last day. We were walking after we had like this crazy stunt scene. He was like, "We don't talk about Bruno." And I'm like, "Oh, I don't have my phone on me." So the moment we're singing, it just gets in your head. And I kept singing it, hoping, and sure enough, he came in on set.
I love it. I love it. So how are you guys doing? I know that you have partnered up with Kings Hawaiian. So tell me all about this Slider Sunday Showdown that you guys are participating in.
Yeah.
Yes, Slider Sunday Showdown. Well, Kings Hawaiian is something that is very constant in the Lachey household. Having 3 kids, it's such an easy snack, meal, treat for us to go to the store, get a whole bag of Kings Hawaiian, split it up, and just let the kids go to town. And so what we started doing is having a weekly tradition where I was making sliders, and this guy
had to get in on it,
which honestly, this was like one of the first things that he was getting excited about, because for guys, it's like going outside and grilling and burgers. He's not the cook of the family. And I say that lovingly. He does all the cleaning and I do all the cooking, but he got in on the sliders. And so when we are teaming up with Kings Hawaiian, it's been so fun because we're able to combine our weekly tradition with something we love and for a good cause. At the end of the Slider Sunday Showdown that we are doing March 31st in New York City.
Yeah, March 31st at 7 Eastern, we're having a Slider Sunday Showdown, and it's going to be streamed live. So we invite everyone to tune in on Vanessa's Instagram, my Instagram, the Kings Hawaiian Instagram, and you guys can all watch it live as I take this one down. My secret recipe.
I let him win because
she acts like she's not intimidated, but she's secretly really
I just know
definitely afraid inside.
Mine is classic. But at the end, there will be a really great component to it. Kings Hawaiian will donate $25,000 to the winner's charity of choice. And I've worked with No Kid Hungry. Your charity of choice is Big Brothers Big Sisters of New York City. So
it's for bragging. It's for bragging rights, but it's more importantly to raise $25,000 for one of two very worthwhile causes. So
that's great.
Yeah, for you though, bragging rights.
Well, as she said, she's the more accomplished cook. But I used to have a sports bar in Cincinnati, and one of my favorite things on the menu was a particular burger that had a fried egg. And so I've recreated that with the Kings Hawaiian slider bun and to make this new secret weapon that I'm going to unleash on the world on March 31st. So get ready.
Get ready, everybody.
Classic with the Kings Hawaiian sweet roll. It's just baked ham, some Swiss, delectable mustard. It's easy. Everybody from kids to grown-ups alike will love it.
It's going to be good.